Welcome to the Marlene Saunders Show, where we have real talk, real conversations, and you're welcome to it. If it's your first time here, hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you over here as a part of the fellow chat family. Welcome to the Blah, Blah, Blah podcast. So, welcome to the show. Today's podcast, we're going to be talking about dating. Now, to everybody who has been through it, whether you are currently dating, whether you would never date again, or you are in a committed relationship, whatever status you are as far as relationship, I'm going to just say it. Dating again is a mess. I was just having a conversation with one of my best girlfriends, and she was sharing some experiences that she was going through, you know, getting back into dating after, being in a committed relationship for a long time. And it's like you get used to having certain comforts. You get used to having certain things when you are in a relationship. And to start it all over again, getting back into dating. And let me just say it like this, like the dating pool has like urine in it. It's filthy, it's dirty, it's a mess. Uh, it's something that I cannot stand. I hate everything about the dating thing, getting yourself ready to go out on these dates, and you just don't know what you're going to get mentally. You don't know what you're going to get. You don't know, you talk to people on the phone, or even if you know of somebody, whether it's somebody on your job, is somebody that you've known for a long period of time. Getting to know people through dating is very interesting, very weird, and also very annoying. It's very annoying after you haven't been dating for a long time, after you've kind of been used to being in a committed relationship, and either the relationship that you had previously didn't work out, or your significant other has moved on, or you broke apart, or unfortunately if they passed away, and you finally feel ready to get back out there and find somebody, whether your decision is to be in a committed relationship again, or just looking for companionship. It's going to be different for everybody, but let me just say that dating again is a mess. It's a mess. Let me tell you some of the things that I believe what makes dating again a mess. First of all, what is up with people who cannot make uh, some sort of, choices? I found that, having conversations like, hey, where do you want to go to eat and things like that? It's always like, wherever you want to go. I I don't know. I guess I'm the type of woman that I need somebody with a backbone. Gotta have somebody with a backbone. Like, this is where we're gonna go. Um, put some thought into it. I guess that maybe I probably got too spoiled in my previous relationship. I really did. Certain things that you like, when you don't have to think about, when you have a good person and they think about you and they're concerned about you and all of those things. I definitely miss those things about being in a committed relationship. Like, you don't have to think about certain things. Hey, Miss Tracy, how are you doing? Good morning. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well. It's one of those things that I always think about, like, what is wrong with people? What is wrong with the prospects, like suitors, um, people in general? I think that people just say the term and say dating. People aren't really interested in dating. They're just looking for somebody that they can screw. That's that's it. It's not that they're interested in, you know, being committed. They just want to, let me just say it. They just want to hit it and go. They're not interested in no long-term relationship. I don't know. I guess probably I just have old-fashioned values. Maybe that's me. I believe in being in one relationship with one person and that's it. And people these days, well, I understand why people do it. To be honest, I understand why people date multiple people so that you get get to find whoever it is that you're trying to find. I get that part, but you know, I don't like it. I'm not interested in it. I'm not trying to mm-mm, be the leftover or be somebody's sloppy seconds or thirds or fourth or fifths or however much people that people are actually dating at the time. But let me just say it like this. What did you guys think, like how people should dress to go on a date? The things that I have seen, the things that I have seen, how people dress. Okay, you're trying to go and meet up with somebody, whatever the motive is. Don't Wouldn't you think that people would show up looking good? You know, maybe some people just don't care, but I think it's very strange that people just show up in like crushy clothes. They just look like they just woke up, show up for a date in flip flops. I don't know. Maybe my standards are too high, but I just don't think that that's appropriate. Like, whatever happened to someone dressing up really nice, putting on, for the males, putting on a nice you know, button down shirt, a really nice pants, and a belt, and the ladies a nice, beautiful dress or pantsuit or something nice. Maybe I'm just too old. I think that's what it is. Maybe I'm just too old and I'm different, and this generation of people think differently or whatever it is. But yeah, different experiences, and sometimes it may take a few to make one. Right, Miss Tracy. I get that. I understand about, the people who date multiple people or see multiple people. I get that part. But, just like the dressing etiquette, showing up, looking nice, being on time when the other person is talking, not cutting them off, or showing up for a date and that person just talks and talks and talks, and they never let you get in a word edgewise. And this is another thing that I feel is very irritating. When you are show up for a date, they've asked you to go on a date, and all of they're doing is talking about is their ex, basically almost in tears. Oh, and they were this and they were that, and it was so beautiful, and we had a good time. To me, that's saying you're not over them. Why are you here with me if you're talking about your ex? I think that's one of the things that is so tacky. I think it's so tacky, the people who show up for a date and only talk about themselves or only talk about their ex. Well, my ex did this, and my ex dresses this way, and my ex does this, and my ex used to have this, and this was my ex's favorite restaurant. I don't know. I guess some people, they never take the time to heal after a breakup or a loss. And I think that's definitely something important, to give yourself some time to whatever, vent, be pissed off, be upset, be angry, be sad. Um, think about the issues, like what did they do? Why did I choose that person? And also, what did I do to, in the relationship, good and bad and ugly, so that maybe you don't keep choosing the same people to date. I think that's a unresolved issue that I had for a long time. I always was choosing the same type of men because I was unhealed. I wasn't fixing, my daddy and my brother and uncle, just my male issues in my life. And if you don't, you're going to keep choosing someone that will fill the void of some whatever empty space that you're missing in your life. That's why you see people, they date their dad or they date their somebody like their mother, because they have that unresolved issue with their parents or siblings or whoever hurt them. That's one of the things that I'm learning more and more, that until you work on yourself and know yourself and love yourself, don't go out there and mess up another person's life. And people go out there and they ruin a person's whole life. And they'll just think nothing of it. But let me get back to talking about, how people show up for dates, because I'm definitely a person, I'm a people watcher. Like, I watch people go and, have a drink somewhere, and I pay attention and I see how people show up for dates. What is something that you think is too much for how people show up for a date? I think people overdressing is strange, and I also think that underdressing is strange. It definitely depends on where the date is located, if it's outside, if it's inside. And let me get into this topic because I know that it's going to probably offend some people or make some people get upset, but I don't think that it's appropriate on a first date, especially, for people to be splitting checks, splitting the bill. What is that about? I don't get it. If somebody asks you to go somewhere, why should you personally have to pay your own way? If you have to pay your own way, you could take your own self out. Now, I don't get that. I don't get that. That's one of the things that makes no sense to me. It's different after, you are going out with somebody for a while. You take them somewhere or you make a decision, but for a first date, I think it's tacky. I think it's tacky, and it also shows that that person has probably poor money management, or they're cheap. A lot of things that I find to be very offensive. But as always, these are my opinions. Dating is hard when you tell someone you're not interested. You just want time for yourself, and they don't believe in your word and try to force themselves on you. Mm, yeah. It's always dependent on what you want. Sometimes you just want to find somebody like a companion and just hang out, just someone to talk with and spend some time with. It's not like you're trying to be tied down to anything, but just having somebody to spend some time with. And I get it, Miss Tracy. The whole thing about it is that what I don't like is when people show up. You could be dating somebody for maybe the first date, or maybe it's the 10th date. People show up and they don't show their true, authentic self when it comes to dating. They don't, they're just not real. They're not real and honest with themselves. They show up and they're like, I don't want to be in a relationship. And actually, they do. They won't tell all, the truth about certain things that are important for the other person to know. They hold things back and they deceive. When I find out that somebody is not who they claim that they are, there's no amount of sorries that can get me to go back. Because Dating is the time where you find out if it's somebody that you can actually like, is this somebody I can be cool with? Is this going to be somebody I can see a future with? Or is this somebody that we can just be cool, getting to know them? Because, when you date, sometimes you find people that it's not your person that you could actually, see a future with. But sometimes you find a really good friend, somebody that turns into be like a really close friend to you. But just like everything in life, it's always going to be some weird and strange people. And I'm finding so much strange people, especially on social media. There's some strange people. I have to just say it for all of the content creators that don't have the nerve or the gall to say it. Just because you are a content creator does not mean you are interested in dating people on YouTube. You're not interested in, you know, no. You are on your platform and you're speaking of a message. So the people who keep coming in your DMs and keep sending emails, want to meet up, want to see you in person, want to visit you, want to send you a plane ticket, not interested. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. I'm definitely an old school person, 100%. It has to be in person. I know a person, I feel a vibe, and then I move on from there. But all of this thing, like, there are so many people who are so weird on this app. And what is up with people on this app sending pictures of their privates to you? Like porn, porn, whatever, porn dropping, sending pictures, or what do they call that? Sexting, sending you sexy pictures of themselves or their privates. People are disgusting, absolutely disgusting. I guess they feel like that's going to make you interested in them. And people are strange, weird, disgusting. And you meet all of them on either on this app, through email, and even in person. People just, it's gross. It's gross. Some of the things that people think is okay, or things that they think you'll fall for, or what you're interested in. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people too, when we talk about dating, we have to talk about dating and mental health. There are a lot of people who are not mentally stable. There's so many people that they could say all day long they want to be dating and they want to be in a relationship, and they're not in a good space mentally. Like, their mental health is messed up, or even worse, they have some mental illness. And it could be various things. There's so many people out there now that you got to pay attention, that are narcissists, that are, they have so many different issues, or they're controlling, vindictive, they're a compulsive liar. Mm. And you find it all in the dating pool. Why can't people just show up and be like, this is who I am? Like, if you're just interested in meeting up people and screw them, then say that. I don't want to be in a relationship. I'm not trying to be, I'm just trying to hook up with people. That's it. Hey, Jewelry Spot, how are you doing? Welcome. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you have not already, hit the like. I'd really appreciate it. And to any who has not subscribed to this channel, subscribe to this channel. We're having a giveaway coming up once I hit 800 subscribers. Almost there. I got about 34, 35, something like that. So, yeah, appreciate everybody who supports me on this channel, by watching, coming in live, or those who watch in the replay. Yeah, all of that. So that was my little promo. And let me get back to this topic. I really don't understand. I don't understand the new generation of people who are dating, people who go to these dating apps, right? They go to these dating apps, and I'm not saying that it's not something that will work, but how do you know the people who are behind that avatar or the pictures that they put on there, that it's really them? I hear so many stories from people meet up from Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, um, all of the social media sites, and also dating sites, and finally get together, and then you find out that the person is not who they appear to be in a picture. Actually, I've heard people say, like, people put up a picture of them 20 or 30 years ago. And when they show up, you're like, who is this? Like, a woman shows up much older, looks nothing like her picture, or the guy shows up nothing like his picture. So, like, be real. Like, if you're gonna put yourself out there in, looking for somebody to whatever your objective is, either just hooking up or whatever, show up as your real self. Show up as you. Like, this is what I actually look like. This is what I'm actually interested in, instead of like playing games with people and messing around. I've heard a lot of people being catfished, and, we all know about all the shows that they have about catfishing. People who honestly are, they have their heart open, and they're really trying to find somebody to be their person. And people prey on them. People prey on the gullible. People prey on the people who are unhealed. People who just aren't aware of scams. And they send money to them, and they manipulate them, and they mess with their mind and tell them all sorts of lies, and you know and they never have seen them. They've only seen a picture, which, let me say this, one of the catfishing things that I know about is when you see a picture of somebody, you can take a picture and you can scan it, and that picture may come up in Google. It may be a picture of somebody else that they have actually downloaded and then uploaded to their profile. So, not everybody who shows up on, an avatar is the person that you are seeing. Most of the time with these dating scams, this catfishing, is somebody of the opposite sex, and they're just trying to get some money from you. And I know just about all of you have got people in your DM saying they're a prince. I have definitely got. I'm a Nigerian prince. I'm a doctor, or I am in the military. I'm at war. So they make up these big titles about who they are and all of this foolishness. None of it is real. It's just a scam. And one of the things that I told somebody, whoever they were, in my DMs, oh, you're a Nigerian prince. Good, since you're a prince and you have so much money, I need about $5,000. Never heard from the person again. You got to know how to deal with people. You got to know how to talk to people in whether online, if you're choosing to do online dating, or if you are like showing up in person. One thing that I have to say is, as a protection to all you ladies, all you gentlemen, all my chat family, don't tell too much too soon. And there are certain things that you never, ever share when you're dating somebody. You never tell people, the exact location of where you live. You never tell people where you work. You don't give out your banking information. And do not send people money. Let's not be thirsty. Okay, let's not be thirsty and send money to people. Or what's up with people wanting you to give them money up front and pay your bills? Mm-mm, mm-mm. No, I'm not paying anybody bills. And if it gets to the point where you actually find somebody and you vibe with them, that's awesome. But pay attention to the red flags, everybody. Miss Tracy says, write that Facebook for you. This is a setup. I feel so many things like it's just entertainment. It's not anything to take serious. You can't take people serious, especially if it's not somebody you actually know in real time, like you've seen them face to face, you've been around them. That's why I still say I'm old school, and people could call me old fashioned. I'm this, I'm that, but I'm not interested in seeing somebody on an app and be like, yeah, I want to meet up with them. Yeah, I want to talk to them. That's just not me. It's too much scams. And another thing, too, that I could never talk about dating or doing this topic and not talk about, sexually transmitted diseases. Y'all is still out there. HIV, AIDS, all of the other sexually transmitted diseases, gonorrhea, on, syphilis, it's out there, everybody. So if y'all gonna go out there and mingle and do the horizontal dance, right? Protect yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Protect yourself. Hey, Miss Queen Sunkiss, how are you doing? Good morning. I hope all is well with you. If y'all gonna go out there and you dating people and gonna do the horizontal dance with them, on the first, second, third, whatever date, whatever y'all are doing when it comes to dating, protect yourself, ladies and gentlemen. You know, they got condoms for a reason. They got other ways, ladies, trying to get pregnant, birth control. Protect yourself. Protect yourself, let's be aware. Let's not just like jump into things and do all kinds of stuff and then later on say, man, I'm pregnant now, or oh my God, I got an STD, right? We know better than that. We're not stupid. We are not gullible either. Let's not be gullible. Let's not be gullible, right? Thank you so much, Miss Queen. I appreciate it. Let's not be gullible. And there's a lot of things that, okay, even if you were young or even if you haven't been uh, out there with so much people, research, ask questions, get to know people, right? Get to know people and what they're about before you divulge all of your personal and private business. Or here's another one, everybody. Stop you know, getting your feelings involved. I don't understand what that's about. I guess maybe I'm not a feelings type of woman, but what's that about? People just meet somebody first, second, maybe a third date, and people are already talking about we're in love. Uh, all that stuff, I don't get it. I feel like that's whack. I feel like it's whack. It's so crazy that people will say things like that to me. To each his or her own. If you say you're in love, who am I to? I'm not here to judge you, but I just think it's strange, weird, and crazy to talk about you love somebody that you've only been on 2 or 3 dates with, or that you've, okay, or 3 times that you've screwed the person. Like, oh, okay. Just because you're sleeping with somebody doesn't mean that you love them, or it doesn't mean that they love you. Awesome, Miss Queen. Glad to hear that. It doesn't mean that they love you. It just means that they're enjoying sex. That's all. Keep it real, everybody. Yeah, people are lonely. They are. People are lonely, and people are gullible. People are vulnerable, and they'll fall for everything. They fall for the old okey doke. If somebody is always calling you at the last minute, if somebody can't give you a few days and ask you a few days ahead of time, hey, you want to hang out on Saturday? Hmm. If they calling you Saturday morning and saying you want to hang out tonight, most likely you are just a booty call for them, or you're what is it called? Or you're the last thought. You're the the fallback person. You're the last option because probably somebody canceled on them. So, they're like, well, I guess I'll go with this one because this one canceled. That is how things are, everybody. Open up your eyes and pay attention. If somebody can't plan some time to be with you, if it always has to be the last minute, or if they're only calling you in the middle of the night, hello, everybody. Hello. Pay attention. Open up your eyes. You know, let's not be stupid. Let's not be stupid. If somebody's only calling you in the middle of the night, what they calling you in the middle of the night for? They're trying to get it. Come on. And there's, oh, yeah, and they're talking about they miss me. Come on, let's not fall for the okey doke. Let's not fall for the manipulation and the tactics. And, you know, it, we're grown people. Everybody here that comes to this channel, we're grown people. You're grown. If you're just interested in being in a sexual relationship, then just say that. But don't say that this person is this and they're that, and oh, we're in love and we're getting married. No, that's what they tell you because they're trying to get what they want. There's a lot of manipulation tactics that we got to be aware of those things, and you got to be, school yourself to the game. You know, dating is a game. And for some people, they don't take it seriously. They're just trying to have fun. They're not trying to settle down. And be careful about, going out with somebody for a little bit and next thing they want to move in with you. No, they just want you to take care of them. Pay attention to all the red flags when you see that. Like, what? You want me to pay for you? Mm-mm. I will lose my number. You'll never see me again. I'm not meeting up with nobody for a date and paying for myself. I can pay for my own self and go out by myself. Forget that. I'm not interested in that. But I guess some people, they feel that this is a new era, a new generation. Oh, I'm woke. I'm this. Hmm. You guys can have that. If if I wanted to um, pay for my own food, I would go out by myself. I don't need the company of another person. I want the company of another person, but I don't need it. And I think a lot of times that people get it wrong into thinking that they need to be in a relationship, that they define themselves, oh, I'm nobody if I'm not in a relationship. And let me tell y'all something, ladies and gentlemen. You are whole all on your own. You don't need to be with somebody to be okay. You're not defined by who you are with. Whether you're in a relationship or you're not in a relationship, that does not make you, um, incomplete. It doesn't make you incomplete. It doesn't make you lots of other things just because you're not in a relationship. And back in the day, that's how it used to be. Especially a woman. A woman had to be in a relationship, or it was something was wrong with you. Or a man, if they got to be a certain age and they weren't married, everybody looked to the side like, they must go the other way. But it's not that way. Some people just choose to stay single because they're working on themselves, because they just don't want to be with anybody, because they're in that season where they're just enjoying their life and having fun, or they've been through too much. They got burned one too many times. So I understand. I get it. Everybody is not meant to be dating, right? Everybody, it's not for everybody. But I just wanted to say, keep your eyes and your ears open. Pay attention to the red flags and don't let people play no games with you, because it's a lot of games. There's so many games that people play, and one of the main ones is, how it starts off. Let me say this: how it starts off when you're dating somebody is how it's going to continue. So if somebody shows up, they're over talking you, they're rude, they don't listen to your opinion, they show up late. Hmm. They show up late. That's a big red flag for me. If you're always showing up late, that's telling me you have poor time management. Your house, car is probably a wreck and junky. Mm-mm. Red flags, got to pay attention to the signs from the beginning. Hey, Writers for Life, how are you doing? Welcome. I appreciate you being here. I hope you're doing good. That's one thing that I just it's a no. Um, I definitely will lose somebody's number or block them. If you show up to a first date and you're late, or you show up and your personal hygiene is not on point, you know, like show up, your face doesn't look like it has been washed, it doesn't look like you've shaved in weeks or months, or you just look dirty or unkept, or your clothes is wrinkly, or you're rude. Mm-mm. Pay attention to all of the signs, everybody. I'm good on the relationship as long as I have a family. People don't understand, they think you need them. Oh, Miss Tracy, we could go on and talk about that topic for about 5 or 6 hours, because there are some people, like some people, they have that notion in their mind. And I used to think that way when I was unhealed, when I didn't work on myself yet, when I didn't know me. I thought that I needed to be in a relationship. I thought I needed a man. But once I started working on me and working on my traumas and myself and getting to know me, I found out that I didn't need to be in a relationship. I wanted. It's a thing about choosing that person, choosing to be in a relationship with somebody. And it doesn't matter if you just started dating somebody one time, or you've been dating somebody for years, or you're married. You have to continue to choose that person every day. And it's the reason why sometimes the dating doesn't work out, because one person stops choosing the other person. You have to put in some effort, make yourself look, give them something to look at, like, for real. Um, because people get into relationships and they just let themselves go. And I understand, I get it. Life, bills, you're trying to grind and hustle, especially when you have children. You got things to take care of, but you can't just be like out here looking like the what do you call it? What's that one blimp that they used to have way back in the day? You can't look like just throw yourself together and look like who done it. Mm-mm. Can't do it. You still have to make yourself look attractive to the person that you're dating, not just for them, but also for you. I've seen that so many times, and it's no shots at you ladies, but I see some ladies sometimes they find a good person, and I'm not saying that men don't do it too, but they find a person and they show up. It's so beautiful, makeup, this, that, hair, nails done. After they get committed to the person, they just let themselves go, and then from then on, it's like they stay in a bonnet, they gain all this weight, they get they get comfortable. And I'm sure that it happens with men too. They get comfortable too. They stop taking care of themselves, their hygiene, they gain weight, and just they don't take care of themselves like they used to. And then I always say, then people wonder why people's eyes wander. Okay? People, you still have eyes to look at other people, and trust me, if you're not keeping yourself up and looking good, hmm, other people start looking pretty good, pretty nice. I'm just saying, don't get so comfortable when you are dating somebody or when you're in a relationship with somebody, you still got to upkeep yourself. You still got to take care of you. Take care of yourself as a woman, you know. It's a lot of things that women have to do to keep themselves looking good, you know. You think about your hair and your teeth. And if you're a makeup person, that, makeup, yes or no. Or, but, make yourself look presentable. Make yourself look nice, attractive, not just for the person, but for you. Make yourself continue to look attractive for you. Take care of yourself. Why do they have to undress you? You just can't look nice always undressing you. Oh man, that sounds like they have a problem, Miss Tracy. I haven't heard that one. That sounds to me like a little bit of a controlling person, a person who has some issues right there. And that's one of the things that I always say, that in dating, pay attention to how somebody is acting. What are they doing? Is it something you can handle? Is it something you like? Do you see some double standards? Do you see that they're not really who they say they are? This is the time for you to say, and when you feel something, when you feel something is not right with somebody, pay attention to that, recognize it, and be like, yeah, something's off. I don't like that. Not that you're ever going to get a perfect person, because ain't nobody perfect. Nobody is perfect. But if you find that they have things that is like, no, a person who's very controlling, or a person who's angry, or always angry about everything, a person who likes to argue, it's certain things that's like, no, no. And, I got to say to everybody, all you ladies, all you gentlemen, anybody who is looking for a prospective person, like you're trying to be in a committed relationship, get to know you first. Get to know you. Get to know who you are and what you personally want. And give yourself time to heal. Like I was talking about that before. Especially if your previous relationship caused you pain and trauma. Not all the time it does. Sometimes you could be in a relationship and you just outgrow the relationship, or you just find that you're just better off as friends. But give yourself some time to heal before jumping and hopping from one relationship to the other. Hmm. Give yourself time. Take take a break from dating other people, and get to know you. Get to know what you like before you get yourself locked down with somebody. And if you see somebody is a certain way, you don't have to stay with them. You can walk away. You can walk away. You don't have to stay in a relationship. And it's a word of caution. If you find somebody is always demanding to know where you are, or a person is jealous, don't push that off like that they're just concerned about me. No. Why do you need to know where I am all the time? You don't have to tell them. That's a controlling thing. And I will say that sometimes it escalates. It escalates when somebody starts off by just saying, where are you? Who are you with? The next thing, I don't like you. Then they start accusing you of doing things that you're not even doing. And unfortunately, it escalates sometimes to some DV situations. And I would never want that for anybody, whether my ladies or the gentlemen. Nobody deserves or has the right to put their hands on you. Nobody has the right to control everything that you do. But we got to be aware enough to pay attention and say, I don't like that. And when you don't like what somebody is doing, you don't have to continue in the relationship. Walk away while you can. Walk away before you get yourself all in your feelings and talking about you care about somebody or you love them. One thing that some people will do that actually are manipulators is start love bombing you. They will love bomb you to make you stay with them. They'll get into your emotions, or they'll bring up some things that they have learned about you, like turn themselves into being this, what you call it, this knight in shining armor, or this, or this princess that's here. Oh, I'm everything that you want. And all they're doing is using all the information that you've told them, and they try to do things like probably trauma bonding with you. Yeah. Oh yeah, I went through that too. Or I lost this person, or I lost my child too, or I did this. Pay attention to those things if you see things like that. And when you, not saying that it didn't happen, but some people will make up a whole storyline and none of it is true. They haven't lost nobody. Make sure you're doing your research, especially before you commit to somebody, like moving in together or marrying somebody. Make sure you're doing a background check. Make sure you're making them get the health check to make sure they don't have some STDs, they don't have certain things, or also to see if a person has a criminal record. Check people's credit score. This is your life. This is your life you're talking about. Don't just like allow people by just trusting every word that they say. Not every word that comes out of people's mouth is the truth. People are notorious for lying or making themselves into be this whole character when that's not even them. They've made up stuff. They watch these shows, and they're just nothing what they say they are. So, you know, I want you all to just pay attention, because the dating again, it is a mess. It's a mess until you can find somebody that you trust, and even then you have to pay attention. If somebody seems like too good to be true, it's not that you don't trust them, but you can't be gullible and just go by what they say. Make sure you're doing your research, your background check, the health check, and you've seen the results. Like, you go with them. Okay, it's time to get the results, let me see them. Don't just make them give you a result. Like, they can just make up something to say that their health is okay, and later on you find out that they have whatever, whatever, whatever. And be honest about health problems if you have them, and make them be honest with you if they have health problems, because you're the one that's going to have to deal with it if you're going to stay with this person while dating. This is so real. I be feeling this manipulative. Yeah, it's so many people who are manipulators, and it's not just the males. It's the women. There's some manipulators out there. So to all you ladies and gentlemen, protect yourself. Um, don't tell your personal business about where you live. They want to know your address. They want to know where you work. They want to know who all your friends are. There's certain details that you need to keep to yourself and keep private. Nobody has the right to know what is your bank account number. Nobody deserves to know how much you make. There are some things that is just strange and weird. So pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. Pay attention, because this is your life. And when you're out there trying to, meet somebody, whatever is the intention that you have, either for just companionship, or um, you want to have a future person, you're looking for a committed relationship, or you're looking for a spouse, be aware. Don't just allow yourself to be vulnerable. Don't just allow yourself to believe everything that people say. In this day and age, you can't take people at their word. And I feel that is so sad. You can't go by the honor system like it used to be back in the day. You can't just because a person says that they are one way does not make them that way. So, gotta open up your eyes, open up your ears, and look at the red flags. If you see that somebody is acting strange or weird, or if a person is saying one thing but doing another, you don't have to continue. Lose their number. Stop meeting up with them. You know, don't be desperate. I know that sometimes um, you may feel lonely. You may feel like, man, I wish I was in a relationship. You, I think it's natural. I think everybody wants to ultimately be with somebody that cares about them and loves them. But if it's gonna be at the cost of your mental health, if it's gonna be at the cost of being controlled, or being assaulted, or mm-mm, it's not worth it. Sometimes it's so much of a headache. The dating pool, it can be a headache to actually find somebody who's not strange or weird or manipulative, or someone who has their life together. And choose wisely, everybody. And if you're actually going to meet up with somebody, please don't go to people's house. You don't know if somebody could be like a serial killer. I don't mean to say it and laugh, but I mean, the things that people will do, not everybody is aware of those things. Not everybody's aware. Don't meet up with somebody and the first time you're meeting up with them, going to their house. That's a no no. Meet up, make them take you somewhere and make them pay. Make people pay. If they asked you out, make them pay. And when they're talking to you, really listen to find out, like, oh, okay, this person is a no, or this person I don't feel an attraction. Because there's certain things that even if you can see somebody and you can have an initial attraction, once that person opens up their mouth and the things that they talk about, or their values, it may not vibe with yours. You may not connect. And I definitely have to say, for me, if a person can't have a connection spiritually, if I can't connect with somebody on that level spiritually, it just can't happen. Hey, Miss Tamika, how are you doing? Welcome. If I can't connect with somebody spiritually, I just can't connect, period. It's just certain things that I feel that every single person has to know who they are. Every single person has to know what they want when they're going into dating. When you go into dating, you got to know who you are, what you want, what you're interested in, and then you got to pay attention to see if this person is playing some games with you, or if they're being controlling, you know and make sure you have worked on yourself. Make sure you keep working on yourself. I definitely believe that how we feel about ourselves is a lifelong journey. You got to have enough confidence and self-worth. Don't try to look for your happiness in another person. Dating somebody is not going to make you more valuable. You have to possess that first. You have to know you. You have to know what you're about, what you like, and don't let other people tell you who you are and what you should like, because that controlling thing, mm-mm, that's not going to work. So just wanted to go live and to go on and talk about this on the podcast, and to ask your views, what you think about dating. And but I definitely think that dating right now is messy. I think people are messy. People aren't who they used to be. People are interested in being loyal and, upfront and honest, and just just real. Like they'll just show up and they know that they aren't interested in being in a committed relationship, but they'll say that to you. They'll tell you a whole story, and none of it is true. So when you start seeing holes being punched in a person's story, yeah, if you can't trust somebody from the beginning, it's just not going to work. Don't try to force a relationship. And a lot of times we'll do things because you're lonely, because you want to be in a relationship. But I always say, like, don't sell your soul. Don't sell your soul to be in a relationship. Don't listen to other people when they tell you you should be in a relationship. You got to be in a place yourself where that's what you personally want. And it has to be somebody that you're interested and you can see a future. You can see some longevity. You can see commitment. You can see friendship in that person. And if you don't, it's nothing wrong with moving on. It's nothing wrong with staying single until you can find somebody that you can be on that level that you can vibe with and everything is all right. So, yeah, that's what I came on to say. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to the Marlene Saunders Show, where we have real talk, real conversations, and you're welcome to it. If it's your first time here, subscribe to this channel. We are on having some channel goals. We're on our way to 800 subscribers. Got about 35 to go. And after that, when I hit that 800 number, it's definitely going to be giveaway time. I try to do a giveaway every 100 up to my 1K. So I appreciate everybody who is a supporter of this channel, a subscriber of this channel, who comes to the lives, who watches the replay. I hope you guys have been enjoying these topics. Um, yeah, and I think this is going to stay my new time, Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can come and see the podcast. I stay live for an hour, and yeah, and all of those things. So I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much for your support. And if you have not hit the like on the way in, please hit the like on the way out. Thank you for your support. And to everybody who is out there, and you're trying to date, you're trying to find somebody, you know, pay attention to the red flags. Don't be gullible and be yourself. And if you see somebody is doing some strange or weird things, or it's just not what you want, have enough courage to walk away. You deserve better. You don't have to settle. You definitely don't have to settle in relationships. You don't have to settle for a person. Either it's somebody you're interested in or it's not. Know yourself, know your worth, everybody. You are worth so much. And if you can't be in a relationship with somebody that will value you and respect you, and and you can't grow together, it's best to just walk away and leave that person alone. You deserve better. You definitely deserve better. So, thank you so much for tuning in today. You've tuned into the Marlene Saunders Show, where we have real talk, real conversations, and you're welcome to it. I'll see you guys tomorrow, Hump Day Wednesday, for the next podcast, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a great rest of your day.